Episode 13 coming to you in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to another episode of Lawnchair Sports Podcast. This is episode 13. I am your host, Rattlesnake Roy.
And I'm Mr. Swagadellic.
To the left of me is the great Mr. Swagadellic, who's kicking my ass 104 to 86 in points. This is week 13 we're about to go through. Recapping it. So, Bills and the Patriots, we both got the Bills winning that game, 24 to 10. Josh Allen is looking mighty good.
Yeah, and Bill Belichick looking mighty bad. What's going on here, Bill?
Yeah, there's a lot of frustration with Mac Jones and the offense.
The offensive coordinator. Yeah, their offensive line can't run block for shit, and they want to run the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, no, their quarterback was like...
Name the Patriots' best receiver.
I don't even know.
Exactly.
Let's see. Diggs? No, that's the Bills.
I was about to say, what?
Players.
It's Ramondre Stevenson, the running back,
Thornton,
probably.
Stevenson, Jones, Myers. Yeah,
Jacoby Myers.
Yeah.
He's all right.
Yeah. So, they're
hurting on offense.
I know Jones is kind of a big deal, but they're 6-6.
And, they never really had a lot of offensive star power, but they had a man named Tom Brady who would make any little white boy who could run a decent route look like a Super Bowl MVP.
Let me retract my last week's statement or the previous week. He ain't going back to New England. Bears and the Packers. You got that right, saying the Packers were going to beat the Bears, which they did 28-19. Shout out to Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers magic.
He was like, I own you guys. He did something to fuck with him. It was pretty funny. So you got that right. Steelers and the Falcons. I actually ended up picking the correct team with the Steelers. They ended up winning 19-16. 5-8 and 5-7. Shitty. Pickett, 16 for 28, 197 yards. Harris.
The Steelers beat who?
The Falcons. And you got that wrong, so. But, I think you've mentioned Harris a lot. He only had 86 yards.
Najee Harris?
Yeah. So
he was averaging 5 yards a carry. That's not too bad. But
17 carries, so.
I'm surprised the Steelers put up 19 points.
I'm surprised they're 5-7. A pretty good game here with the Jets and the Vikings. You had your upset with the Jets, but the Vikings won 27-22. Another headline, Barstool Sports, our adversaries, said that the Vikings are the worst 10-2 team of all time.
Oh, wow. Are they starting to copy what you're saying? That sounds really familiar.
If you guys want to collaborate, hit me up. So the Vikings are 10-2, the second best team by record anyways, in the NFL. Jets aren't too bad. They're 7-5.
Yeah, the Jets aren't bad. The fact that, because I believe the Jets had a lead in that game.
Yeah, it looks like... No,
they didn't.
No, because the Vikings scored 17 points in the second quarter. Okay. So, Cousins, 21 for 35, 173 yards, 1 touchdown. Oh, remind me to talk about that basketball game, college basketball.
The one we went to?
No, another one where they scored the most. They shot the most. We'll talk about it in a minute. Jaguars and the Lions. We both thought Mr. Lawrence was going to win this one, but he didn't.
The Lions went off.
He is.
That doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, but they're 5-7.
I know they went off. It's crazy.
And fucking Jaguars are at 4-8. You never know.
I had DeAndre Swift on my bench in fantasy, so now I'm officially out of the playoffs. That sucks.
Golf, 31 for 41, 340 yards. Wow, 2 touchdowns.
Yep, DeAndre Swift scored.
And then Jamal Williams second in running. So there you guys go.
I'm on Ross St. Brown is the best wide receiver on the Eagles. Or not on the Eagles, on the Lions.
Speaking of the Eagles, Titans and the Eagles, 35-10. The Eagles won. I don't know what happened to you.
Roy's been betting against the Eagles for the past 4 weeks.
They should have lost 2 of those games, by the way. So they're 11-1, and the Titans are 7-5. Looks like they benched Tannehill because Willis, or whatever the fuck that guy's name is, came in and got 16 yards. Tannehill was 14 for 22. The MVP, Jalen Hurts, was 29 for 39 with 380 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Sanders only had 24 yards.
A.J. Brown rushing. Went off, huh?
Jalen Hurts had 12. A.J. Brown had 8 receptions for 119 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Devonta Smith had 1 touchdown. Fucking A.J. Brown. Jesus.
He's a beast.
He's good. He came from the Titans, right?
Yeah, he wanted to go hard against his old team.
Yeah.
I was watching that
was
game.
A shitty fucking decision, man.
He scored a touchdown. It got called back, and then he scored again on the very next play. It was nice.
Browns and the Texans, although we didn't want them to win, they fucking won. The Browns 27-14 against a 1-10 team. So
yeah.
Watson, first game back, 12 for 22 with 131 yards, 1 interception. Chubb had 80 yards rushing, and Hunt had 56. So I haven't seen it. Nobody scored of all these games. Nobody's really had good rushing.
No.
So yeah, that's.
And Nick Chubb's one of the better running backs in the league.
I like Hunt too.
He's good for 100. Yeah.
Commanders, and I don't know what to do here. So Commanders and the Giants tied 20-20, and we both picked opposite teams.
Well, then we were both right.
So do we both get a point, or is it
it's just a wash?
Okay,
no points.
So yeah, I believe that the Giants came back and tied it up.
Yeah, so the Commanders are looking strong.
7-5, they're ahead of the Giants, and then I was gonna look
7-5-1.
I was gonna look up Daniel Jones 25 for 31 with 200 yards.
What do you think about the ability for an NFL team to end in a tie?
I mean, I understand why they do that, but
shouldn't there be some kind of sudden death, like
college football?
Well, even just like, okay, y'all each get to attempt a field goal from the 50.
Like if they don't score in overtime?
Yeah.
Then they get
a shot at a 60-yard field goal.
Or like a 2-point conversion or something.
That'd be, see who has the biggest wiener on the team, and whoever has the player with the biggest dong, your team wins.
Well, it's the NFL. I'm sure those guys are packing. Ravens and the Browns. Ravens pulled it off 10-9.
10-9.
We got that right. For an 8-4.
What an ugly ass game.
For an 8-4 team. Had they been playing somebody else, they probably would have lost this game.
And Lamar Jackson went out with an injury, I believe.
Yeah, so Tyler Huntley came in and did, all right, 27 for 32 with 187 yards, but he did have 1 touchdown. And their third-string quarterback came in. I don't know why. I didn't watch the game. Huntley, only 41 yards. Their
third-string quarterback came in and threw 1 pass.
He's 0 for 1 with an interception. And then Russell Wilson, 17 for 22, 189 yards. Murray had 47.
Not great.
Nobody's fucking doing well on the rushing.
Don't watch the Broncos game. It's a waste of your time.
God, I hate fucking Russell Wilson. And I don't hate him, but
Dolphins
I don't like
and the Niners. I'm surprised that the 49ers beat the Dolphins like that.
They put it on them.
San Francisco has a really physical defense and offense. They're a physical
Brock
team.
Purdy.
I like watching them.
Garoppolo got hurt, right? So Brock Purdy, 25 for 37.
Garoppolo did get hurt.
Yeah.
Another NFL QB goes down.
And his kid, he's playing Tom Brady, I think, this week. And Brady started in the NFL before this kid was even born.
He's doing well, though.
McCaffrey, another good running back in the league, only had 66 yards. He averaged 3.9 yards a carry.
Christian McCaffrey.
0 touchdowns.
He must have some kind of injury.
Deebo Samuel's pretty fucking fire. And he only had... not only hit 6 receptions for 58 yards. McCaffrey actually had more receptions than him, 8 for 80. So there you go. He might have been. Bosa is pretty good. Damn, they break it down like that too. Damn.
The tackles?
Yeah. No sacks though. 3. Sorry.
Bosa had 3 sacks.
3 sacks. So he's pretty good.
That'll help your team win.
Seahawks and the Rams, we both got that right, saying the Seahawks are going to win. They ended up winning 27-23. We will be talking about the Rams very shortly. Geno Smith, 28 for 39 for 367 yards. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Yeah, the Seahawks, I don't know. They're very inconsistent. Sometimes they look pretty good, but right here, they're playing a pretty shitty team, and they only won by, less than a touchdown.
Yeah,
so
they're 7-5, and then the defending Super Bowl champions are 3-9.
3-9 for the Rams.
Then we have the Raiders and the Chargers. God, I hate you, Raiders. Or am I mixed up? Raiders, you said that we both said the Chargers were going to win. They didn't. They lost 27-20 to the Raiders.
Yep.
Hubert had 28 for 47, 335 yards.
I'm sorry to anyone who
Derek
may be
Carr.
a Chargers or Raiders fan, but man, your team sucks.
So finally, Josh Jacobs with 26 carries, 144 rushing yards. That's the most we've seen this week.
Yeah, I like watching Josh Jacobs and
he's my running
Devontae Adams.
Chiefs and the Bengals. Bengals ended up coming and defeating.
Yeah, Joe Burrow is on fire.
He
right
is
now.
a pretty good guy.
What's Burrow's stats?
Burrow went 25 for 31 with 286 yards and 2 touchdowns against Mahomes, who went 16 for 27 with 223. And still shitty rushing on everybody's.
I find it interesting how the Bengals get stronger. Even last season, like who would have thought the Bengals were going to be in the Super Bowl last year?
Jamar Chase, 7 receptions.
Chase is back.
97 yards. Higgins only had 35.
Yep, Higgins shit the bed for me. That's why I didn't do so well in fantasy football.
Yeah.
So now they got Samaje Perine at running back because Joe Mixon had a concussion, and he's doing really well at running back. He's a big bruising back. He's hard to tackle.
21 for
He's averaging
21 carries with 106
5 yards per carry.
Yeah, man. Pretty good. That's the second best we've seen.
So yeah, watch out for the Bengals coming in hot.
8-4 and then a 9-3 Chiefs. The Bills looking hot. It's going to be a interesting playoffs, and the Cowboys crushed the Colts.
As they should have.
So on that game, I was a little like just checking the score, and it was close. And then as soon as I started watching it, I think it was like 28-19 when I started watching the game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And then they ended up just fucking
It went crazy.
fucking shit. I mean, the Colts have had a lot of close games this year. They've been pretty close to winning a lot against the Eagles.
I'm pretty sure there were some defensive touchdowns. I think
A lot. Yeah, once Matt Ryan threw that or once there was that fumble, it was downhill for the Colts. But Matt Ryan had 21 for 37 with 233 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he had 3 interceptions. So you're not going to win a game doing that.
Yeah, Cowboys defense looking tough.
But Pollard only had 12 carries for 91 yards over Zeke. I'm telling you, I like Pollard over Zeke. He did have 2 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb went 5 receptions for 71 yards, but he did have a touchdown.
I really like the way Tony Pollard runs.
Gallup had 2 touchdowns.
You hear me?
Yeah.
The way Pollard runs the ball?
Yeah, me too.
His style is really nice to watch. He's got good vision. He hits the hole, and then he's going 100 miles per hour, and he's going north-south.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
But I think the reason why he doesn't play as much or he hadn't been the starter, people don't realize, is he's not a great pass blocker. Because if you play running back, the defense can't know that you're going to run the ball every time you're back there. So sometimes you need a running back there to pass block for the quarterback. So
Zeke's pretty good at that?
Yeah, Zeke's good at it. You got to be able to come up and hit a linebacker right in the mouth. Pollard's not the biggest guy. Neither is Zeke, but Zeke's pretty powerful. So, football, it's not all about one thing. It's not a one-dimensional sport. It's something that you have to have multiple skills. And for running backs, being able to pass block is important.
And catch.
Exactly. Catch the ball in the backfield.
Saints and the Bucks, we both picked the Bucks to win, and they did, 17-16.
Uh-huh.
Tom Brady looking good after the divorce.
Tom Brady after the divorce.
So they're 6-6, and the Saints are 4-9. Dalton went 20 for 28, 229 yards. I do believe he had a game-winning
drive at the end.
Yeah, he did. And he's got like the most in history.
Goat nutsack all the way across.
Tom Brady was 36 for 54. I think he had the most passing attempts
54
of this week as an old man with 281 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Leonard Fournette only had 49.
Mike Evans.
4 receptions for 59 yards.
He hasn't been doing shit, dude.
Yeah, he had a good year last year. And then Fournette only had 49 yards off of 10 carries. So that puts us at 8 points apiece this week. I didn't get any of the
Do you think
upsets.
Tom Brady is going to retire after this season?
No, I think he'll play another one.
I hope he comes back. I hope that the Buccaneers just do some crazy trades, get him a few weapons, and I don't know. He needs some offensive linemen.
If he
for
stays
sure.
quote, healthy, he could probably play 3 more seasons.
Yeah.
At least. He's like...
But it's hard to stay healthy when your offensive line sucks. I think he probably got sacked a lot that game because the Saints are pretty good.
How old is he?
43?
He is 45 years old. the man is magical. It's not. I don't think it's crazy to say he could be 50 in the NFL.
Whoa, that would be crazy. As a backup?
Like I said, I think he's got 3 more years of.
Here's a question
of NFL.
Who's better, 50-year-old Tom Brady or current Mac Jones?
If you put 50-year-old Tom Brady where Mac Jones is, I think they'd be the same.
Yeah,
I think it'd be the same, but
same result.
Yeah, I think they're about equal.
So
it's just Brady was blessed with good teams.
What's the deal with though? This is kind of a subject change, but OBJ going on these.
He was supposed
visits.
It was looking like he was going to be a Cowboy, but like I heard some announcers say they don't want to just pick him up. He hasn't played, and they're getting into the playoffs. They need somebody who's ready to go. I don't think he's.
So nobody wanted him.
I think that might have a big factor in not picking him up, and it's too late in the season unless he goes to a shitty team.
And he's trying to come back from an injury that nobody's really been able to come back from. I think with the double. ACL? Yeah, I think it's torn twice.
Did he do that in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was. I don't necessarily like the guy, but that was actually kind of sad. So that's week 13. You got 8 points. I did too. That puts you at 104-86.
Man, we've been tying a lot.
Week 14 of the NFL. So the first game was the Raiders and the Rams. And you had said the Rams, and I said the Raiders. You and your boy
Baker
Mayfield pulled it off 17-16, putting the Raiders at 5-8 and the Rams at 4-9.
Yeah, so Baker Mayfield comes in on 2 days' notice.
Pretty much, yeah. He got cut this week from the Panthers, and then I thought he was going to San Francisco, but then he goes over there to the LA.
Yeah, so the Rams were they were in a desperate QB situation, you could say. So they pick up old Baker Mayfield, and he gives them some magic on Thursday night. The game was crazy. It was kind of an ugly game, but there at the end, the Raiders had a lead, and they punt it, and the punter booms like a 60-something yard punt down to 2-yard line. And they're dancing and shit, and they're already celebrating like the game's over. But the Rams get a big pass interference penalty. And Baker looked really good, though. That's the thing, is he was so accurate. And it's like, how does he come in on 2 days' notice and already have chemistry with all these receivers? Go back and watch that game. If you're a true football fan, go watch Baker Mayfield.
Did you see him headbutt that player?
He headbutted a guy without a helmet on.
Yeah, man. So I guess I'll shout you out, Baker. You did good. So that was already one game this week in week 14. Vikings and the Lions.
Vikings and Lions. Got to go with the Vikings on that one, buddy.
Hold on. Oh, I just didn't even write that down. Okay, Vikings and Lions. Yeah, I'm going with the Vikings. Ravens and the Steelers. Now that might go. That's
a tough game of two teams that aren't doing very good.
I'm going to go with the Steelers because they're coming off a win. It's in Pittsburgh. I think they got that. That will be one of my upsets. So.
I'll go with the Ravens. The Ravens, they always find a way to win, it seems like. Yeah, what's their record right now?
They're 8-4.
8-4, yeah. And then, it hasn't been pretty. It's been one of the ugliest 8-4 seasons probably.
So let's take a little back. In the AFC East, the Bills are winning 9-3 behind the Dolphins 8-4. AFC West, the Chiefs got a good lead with a 9-3 record. The AFC North, the Ravens are actually
the top. They're tied.
I would assume they have the tiebreaker against them, so they're both 8-4.
They're hanging on by a thread. Huntley's fun to watch. Their backup
in the South. My boy's still winning. He's going to win the division because he's 7-5 against the 4-8 Colts. In the National League, we got the Eagles in number 1 with an 11-1 record. The Cowboys are 9-3, but they're not too far behind the Giants or the Commanders. So you got to watch out for there.
Is the NFC East the toughest division in the NFL?
It looks like it. Yeah, sure.
And it's all based on defense, really good defense.
And then the NFC West, the Niners are ahead with an 8-4 record against the Seahawks, 7-5. Vikings have a huge lead against the Lions at 10-2, worst 10-2 team in history.
Man, but the Lions are in second in the
at NFC 5-7.
North at 5-7. Jeez.
And then we have the NFC South, and Mr. Tom Brady's 6-6 has the lead over the 5-8 Falcons.
Man.
Tom Brady might be in the playoffs again. So we have the Browns and the Bengals. That I'm going with Joe Burrow.
Browns and the Bengals. Yeah, definitely going with Joe Burrow.
Jets and the Bills. This is going to be a good game. But I think Josh Allen is fucking...
Jets.
He's rolling, man. So I'm going with the Bills. It's in Buffalo.
It's in Buffalo. Got to go with the Hillbillies.
Then we have the Texans and the Cowboys playing in Dallas.
Los Pinche Cowboys.
Cowboys shouldn't lose that one. It'd be crazy if they did, but yeah, Cowboys. Now, here's a good game, too. Eagles and the Giants.
You think that's going to be a good one?
I do. I mean, obviously, I'm going for the Giants
in the
here.
Meadowlands? I'm
sticking to my guns on this.
The Eagles. No surprise there. Roy's betting against the Eagles.
You think they'll finish
Hold on. What's your record betting against the Eagles? 0-3?
Ever since I said that, they've lost. I mean, they've won every game.
So 0-3?
Yep. But they should have lost 2 of those, I'm telling you. Do you think they'll finish 16-1? 17-1?
Yes.
Jaguars and the Titans.
Put money on it at Vegas. Yeah. I wonder what the odds are for them to win out. Jags at the Titans. Got to go with the Titans. Yeah, Jaguars really suck.
Tannehill's got this one. Chiefs and the Broncos. The Chiefs. I think they switched this game out. So I think they initially had this game at primetime Sunday night. And they didn't. They switched it with the Dolphins and the Chargers because the Broncos suck ass.
Yeah, but you figured Patty Pat. Watching Pat Mahomes hang 50 on the Broncos, I'll watch that.
Yeah, but I know they did that.
And the Broncos' defense is decent. It's their offense. It's horrible.
Yeah, so the
Dolphins and the Chargers isn't much better of a game.
We obviously both are picking the Chiefs here.
Chiefs.
Panthers and the Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Yeah, Seahawks in that one. I don't even know who the Panthers quarterback is. Bucks and the Niners. That's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I'm going with the Niners.
I think the Niners are going to pull that one off.
Yep. Actually, hold up.
A 6-6.
That's the Niners with that rookie QB.
Oh, good call there.
And this is Tom Brady post-divorce?
Yeah, I'm switching. Sorry.
Okay, I convinced you to switch. I'm staying with the Niners.
I didn't even think about that young kid.
See that Jedi mind trick I just pulled on Roy?
Dolphins and the Chargers. I think the Dolphins got this one. We have a 6-6 Chargers versus an 8-4 Dolphins, but it is in Los Angeles.
Dolphins.
Okay. And to top it off on a Monday night, Patriots and the Cardinals.
Oh, we didn't pick any underdogs though. Pats, Cardinals. Ooh, two pretty bad teams.
I said that. Who did I say? I said somebody was gonna. Oh, the Giants beating the Eagles.
We got Kyler Murray back.
Yeah, he's back.
All right, I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. That's gonna be my upset.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go with the Cardinals too, but I already have my upset.
You can pick 2 upsets.
So that would be my second upset for 3 points. So there you go. That's week 14 of the NFL. 1 game's already been played.
Go put all your money on what we just said.
So you guys can check that out. I did want to talk about
this college basketball game.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. What happened? College basketball shoots most 3-point.
Their whole game, they attempted 111 3-points.
Okay.
And every shot they took was a 3-pointer.
Read the headline there.
How do you say that?
I would say Grinnell.
Grinnell College attempts NCAA record 111 3-points in a win. So they ended up winning 124-67.
Wow.
And literally every shot they took.
They shot 111 3-pointers. And how many did they make?
51%.
So they only shot threes?
There was the whole
surely somebody got fouled on one of those though.
I mean, I don't know if that would...
So you couldn't necessarily just do the math straight up.
Yeah.
And even if you could, I couldn't because I'm not that smart.
Oh, so they were 40 for 111. And then they went 50% in the second half. Yeah.
Jeez. Interesting.
Yeah, it's correct.
So Roy and I went to a NCAA basketball game. What'd you think, Roy?
Oh, that was awesome. They made it interesting. I don't think it should have been as interesting as it was, but it was a fun game. We were pretty close to the court. I'd been to a game in a while. It was really fun. Back in it, the game was really fun. You're right, though. It wasn't boring. It was no blowout. We saw a fucking hell of a block, man. That was an intense play.
Yeah, we're referring to the Texas Tech Red Raiders versus Nicholls State, and they're a team that we should have blown out. On paper, we're a much higher ranked team, but they were actually in the lead for most of the game.
Up until like the fourth quarter, I think we were losing 58 to like 41.
Yeah,
and then like 3 minutes to go, we started picking up. I think they blew up. They just ran out of gas. Too many fouls. Their 2-star guys were just, you could tell they were tired. They were done. They were doing the most. That little short dude, he was pretty good. He was pretty good.
Yeah, you can't discredit the other team, because a lot of times you'll see this, especially in basketball. Teams will play up to the competition and down to the competition sometimes. I feel like that's what's happening.
Playing down would be a little harder.
Playing down to the competition?
I think so. I mean, that might...
It happens a lot.
You might get on your heels, man, and something like that might happen. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying is it's not something they choose to do.
Yeah, okay.
It's just like, okay, how does the ball bounce? How on are your guys? And it was a very competitive game. One thing that's worth noting is I feel like we were playing a lot of backups. We didn't have Tyson. Tyson's a really good player that we were missing. The block that Roy's talking about was Bacho.
Yeah, dude, he came from like full court.
Yeah, whenever he starts striding.
Jesus. But being that we were so close, I could like watch the body language of the players, and he was hurting. He was hurting after that play. I saw it.
Let me put you guys on game real quick. So
this is pretty interesting.
If you want to experience an electric atmosphere, possibly one of the most electric atmospheres in the country,
you could argue that
in college
definitely
sports,
top 5.
Buy you a ticket to the game. I believe it's on Wednesday the 14th. But who are we playing? Washington State, maybe. Something like that. But you can go purchase on Vivid. You can go purchase a ticket for $10, and then when you get to the game, go sit wherever you want. Who cares if somebody tells you to move? Then just move closer. Go sit within the first 10 rows at a Texas Tech basketball game, and it'll be a highly enjoyable experience. That's what we did.
It was really fun. So, do what you want.
I got both of our tickets for like $12 total.
Shit. Oh, there you go. Wow.
Yeah.
And drink before you go, because those beers are expensive.
Yeah, it's a $9 beer. So heads up.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about this, and that game was pretty fun. I don't think we're still ranked. We're still not ranked.
What else we got? We got controversy in sports?
No, let's talk about
MLB?
The MLB.
Trade rumors.
Not trade rumors.
Oh, the trade of...
So I was right. Did I already talk about that? DeGrom going to the Rangers, but
I don't think it's happened since we've done a Lawnchair.
In the absence of us, the Rangers, my team, getting the best pitcher in the MLB, one of the other best pitchers, Mr. Justin Verlander, although he is old, has moved over to the Mets now. He signed I think a 3-year deal.
Where was he?
He was with the Astros. And I don't know if this is true, but it is. His wife Kate Upton said that the Yankees offered him a deal, but he doesn't like the fans.
That's his wife's name?
Yeah,
that's weird. That's my girlfriend's name.
Oh yeah. So they initially offered him something at in New York, the Yankees, and he didn't want to go play for them, so he went to the Mets. Aaron Judge signed I think a 9-year deal with the Rangers. I mean the Yankees. So he's gonna stay in New York. He's the new captain.
Aaron Judge, the guy who hit the most home runs in the season.
Yeah, he broke the record, Roger Maris's record. It was my understanding that Alex Correa, who I think he did play for the 2017 Astros, went to the Twins, and the Dodgers were looking to get him, but they didn't because they think the fans would hate Alex Correa, although he is one of the best shortstops in the league. Another good shortstop, Mr. Xander Bogaerts. If I'm pronouncing your name wrong, I'm sorry. He signed an 11-year deal with
Xander Bogaerts.
He signed an 11-year deal with the San Diego Padres. So, I mean, just go look at the MLB right now. There's so many people. I think the Dodgers outfielder, the guy who's always high, I can't think of his name, he got traded to, and the Phillies got Trey Turner. That's another good shortstop. Uh-huh. So the fucking Phillies are they're looking good.
They're stacked.
Yeah, man. Let me look through this real quick. Again, I know a lot of other people are picking going to the World Baseball Classic, but the Phillies made a good move. On paper, the Rangers are looking pretty good. Fucking Padres are looking good. The Dodgers and Jason Hayward. He's 33 years old, kind of a veteran in the league. He just signed with the Dodgers minor league. Uh-huh. He's trying to make his way back to the league. I hope he does.
Jesus, 33.
I remember
old?
watching him play for the Cubs back in the day.
About to be old.
I guess that's old in the MLB. Yeah, Trey Turner goes to the Phillies.
In the world of sports.
Yeah, man. I'm just looking through these. If you like baseball,
you keep saying football.
I know, I keep fucking my words up. Wilson Contreras is replacing Yadier Molina as catcher for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Yadier Molina was a Cardinal his whole career, a legendary catcher. He was the best in the league. I thought future, first round Hall of Famer.
Didn't you cry about this guy?
No.
Yeah, whenever it happened. On the podcast,
what do you mean?
Cried. We were recording a podcast whenever it was like right after he had said goodbye.
Oh, yeah, that video. It's emotional,
of him saying bye.
Hell yeah, dude. That shit got me emotional, man.
That's tough. But hey, that made me think of something. Dude, I guess if we're going to have a modern sports podcast, it's worth mentioning. But all these quarterbacks entering the transfer portal, or all these players in general.
In the college football?
NCAA.
Yeah, shout out to Deion.
Deion Sanders going to the Colorado Buffaloes.
Trying to change that program around. I hope he does, man.
Yeah. He does. I hope he does too. And I think he will. I mean, he's going to bring a ton of talent with him.
Didn't Texas quarterback just enter the Smith?
Yep, Donovan Smith just entered.
Yeah, man.
I believe the backup QB at Alabama, maybe. Lots of players entering the portal.
Can you give me a beer, please? Yeah, I feel like we should go longer because I like breaking down the actual games and breaking down a little bit more.
Yeah.
So these might get a little longer. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Just looking for more trades in the MLB, man. It's pretty interesting. Verlander being a fucking Met, but the Astros still look good too. But I will never be a fan of theirs. That's about it. I don't know about any controversy. I know Patty the Batty was talking shit to somebody or something. I don't fucking know. Clayton Kershaw, 1-year deal with the Dodgers for 1 more year. Forgot about that one. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I want to talk about on the baseball front.
So there's some fights this weekend.
Which one is it? Is that what
I don't know what the number is.
redneck?
It could be a fight night. Yeah, you got the redneck Bryce Mitchell. All right. So for those of you who don't know a lot about MMA,
That's tonight, huh?
one of the more interesting and entertaining characters is a man by the name of Bryce Mitchell. He's a featherweight in the UFC. That's a 145-pound division. And he's just a straight up country boy from Arkansas. They have videos of him. He basically lives on a farm. He's feeding chickens and pigs and things like that. Chopping wood.
Did you see that video of him? They were like talking about him being undefeated.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, I'm not undefeated, man. I grew up, my neighbors beat the shit out of me. My brothers beat the shit out of me. I get beat the shit out of in the gym. He's like, I'm not undefeated.
Yeah.
I like that guy. And then he did like when they
Square off.
He said a prayer. Like, I don't know what prayer it was, but he because that guy was speaking in his language.
Oh, wow. He squared off with a foreigner. And
that guy started saying something in his language, and then Bryce said a prayer in his redneck English.
Yeah, so
they're both, he's older than that guy.
Another one is Patty fighting this weekend?
Yep.
You got Patty the Batty. He's another interesting character in the UFC. Is he an Englishman or is he?
He's from England, but there's like a area where they, like they're just like it's like a subculture of people, and that him and that girl, Molly, whatever. I don't like her anymore, but yeah.
Yeah. So after that interview,
she was talking about socialists and shit.
She was.
I don't know. She's a socialist.
Oh, okay.
Or something like, not to get into that. Never mind.
But yeah, check out the fights this weekend. They're going to be good. Go check out some interviews from Bryce Mitchell though.
Yeah, he's pretty interesting fella.
Who else we got? Ponzinibbio. That's going to be a good fight. Darren Till's fighting.
So it's just a fight night, or is it UFC 80? Oh, it's UFC 82.
The main card, Oh, that's pay-per-view?
Yeah, it's UFC 82.
Oh, wow. This is a pay-per-view card.
When this drops.
Don't pay for that. It's a light heavyweight title? Jan Blachowicz. Oh, no.
Who's this fella? Does he hang out with Khabib and all them?
He looks like it.
Magomed
something. He looks
Uncle
like a tough mofo.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to you
I
about
would never want to fight one of these Ukrainians or one of these Russian
Dagestanians.
Dudes. Yeah.
You think St. Rogies will be calling this one?
I think so. Where is it?
I don't know.
Oh, man. I got to talk about the fights last weekend. You had Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, who's probably the nicest fighter to ever live. The sweetest, badass guy who could knock out most people, fighting Kevin Holland, who's also very entertaining. Kevin Holland, he's known for talking shit during the fights. There's lots of highlights of him talking to his opponent. But he's more of an all-around MMA fighter in terms of, he's able to grapple really well. But rather than take the fight to the ground or try to grapple with this really good kickboxer, he just stood there and they scrapped it out the whole time. So if you're bored, you want to watch a good fight on YouTube, go check out Stephen Wonderboy Thompson and Kevin Holland. That was a crazy fight. It just happened last weekend.
Nice. Anything else? Look up a sports movie.
We need a sports movie.
We will get the bracket going for the model or the hottest sports athletes very soon.
We need to think of controversy. I feel like that should be easier. Controversy in sports. Let's see here.
I don't know how to spell. Sorry.
Nothing lately? Nothing lately?
No, I haven't heard much lately.
All right. We'll skip it.
Yep.
So sports movie. Oh, I got one. And this is a comedy because I want to be able to, it doesn't always have to be like a tear-jerking sports movie or something super inspiring. So here's a funny sports movie that you might get a kick out of. It's called Basketball. Joey Diaz is in it. Yeah.
Okay, so we're picking comedies now. Alrighty. Go watch Dodgeball. That's a funny fucking movie.
Dodgeball's good. Johnny Knoxville?
He's not in that, no.
He's not?
No, he's Ben Stiller.
I watched that in the theaters when it came out. What year did that come out?
2004.
2004.
Alrighty, guys. This has been another episode of Lawnchair Sports Podcast.
Lawnchair Sports.
Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are on Spotify and iTunes and everything else. Thank you, guys. We'll see ya.
Peace.